Let's have a look at another controversial topic this week. We've seen that there are calls for a review of Australia's gender services. This is after in the United Kingdom there was a similar review of their systems. It found that children, and that's the key word there, children, had been let down. Psychiatrist Dr. Andrew Amos, who called for a review here in Australia, he told The Australian today that there's no question that in order to have high quality medical services, you need to be doing adequate oversight. He says we call it clinical evidence, and the first step is to record what you're doing, report what you're doing, and then review what the results have been. None of that's happening with gender services in Australia. Basil, this is a very controversial topic. We're not seeing any government leadership on it, but it's something that worries parents, especially of young and teenage children.
Well, I think what we can do, it is a complex and difficult topic, we understand, and it is a topic that often polarises. But if we just look at it, if you like, from that textbook approach about what should be done and how services typically should be organised, the checklist that should be in place, the sorts of things that should happen. We've just clearly seen them indicated there. We can all follow that. If those things are not being done, if the procedures and protocols are not in place for this to be conducted in a thorough and logical way, then we know that there has to be an element of people being let down because it is simply not up to the standard that we would either expect or have come to expect previously. That's a pretty simple checklist, isn't it? Are those things being done? If they are, great. If they're not, then alarm bells would be ringing and should be ringing.
Danica, one of the things that so worries parents is how little control they have in this area. You know, decisions can be made about their own child without even their input, or when a decision has gone so far down the track that it's too late to have any say. And if they disagree, then, you know, they're labelled some unhelpful terms.
Well, it's a complete minefield for parents, right? How are parents supposed to navigate what has become a very, very tricky issue? I think it was only in the last couple of weeks the ACT was looking to implement plans or has implemented plans where a child no longer needs to get permission from their parents to undergo, to take the puberty blockers, which I just think is astounding. We look at what's happened in the UK, in England. They've already banned puberty blockers for children under a certain age. But the issue, Sharri, is debate in this country is completely stifled on it. We saw Senator Alex Antic in South Australia. It was only in the last few weeks he tried to bring up a debate on it and it was shut down. Nobody wants to have a debate because they risk offending a minority. But the reality is it's a debate that this country needs to have and following other countries like what's going on in England at the moment.